Alright, so this is kind of a bit of a Bart backwards thing here. You've already seen the 816, which looks like that, because that was tacked on to the end of the last one. So now what we need to do is go and take a look at, sorry, that was 817, now 818, which is obviously not very friendly. Where do we go? Yeah, I bailed out of this one, but I'm not well, I don't have that good a memory, so I'd need to go back and have a look at the video. But let's see, where are we? We've got 818, and we've got 4,800. I assume this is a fail, but I could be wrong. No, it's not, is it? 4625 divided by 31 plus minus. Alexa, 4,800 over 25.
4,800 divided by 25 is 192.
4,625 over 31.
4,625 divided by 31 is approximately 149.1935.
149. 192 over 149.
192 divided by 149 is approximately 1.2886.
Okay, so we get 129% there. I obviously had a very good reason for bailing out. The absolute irony of all of this is that, first of all, the important thing is that the strategy came through after a lot of sweat, and constrained as it was by the fact that the table limit was 50,000. And obviously, in real life, if you were defending a bankroll of, sort of 1.3 million or whatever it is that's in my back pocket, theoretically, in funny money, from these from this current block of shoes, then you would not accept a 50,000 max. You would go at least to the 200,000 max, which I have set kind of arbitrarily in the model, but I've just done it. And you would definitely get out some serious money to defend that bankroll, and you would win. You would have won quicker than we did, quicker than I did. I suppose I've got to take all the blame for this. Well, quite right too, actually. What am I saying? But no, you'd have come out of it very much quicker. But the absolute irony is that I have already plugged those shoes into the model, and with the hop playing, and of course, and not running away from any shoes. It's a bloody walk in the park. It's hilarious. It's just, well, just a doddle, as they say. So that's kind of interesting, I think. Anyway, let's do the next one. This has got to be a fail. Look at this. I mean, ow! But then, of course, you look at the ghost rounds there, and look at this. Great scads of player wins. If only I'd hung it out, if only I'd stuck it out, I would have been quids in. But I didn't. I chose not to. Sometimes when you bail out, you're going to get into a better situation, and sometimes you're going to jump from the frying pan into the fire. That's just common sense. Anyway, 11,500 divided by 3 and 88,600 divided by 8 is not great. Alexa, 11,500 divided by 3.
11,500 divided by 3 is approximately 3,833.3333.
88,600 divided by 8.
88,600 divided by 8 is 11,075.
Ooh. 3,833 divided by 11,075.
3,833 divided by 11,075 is approximately 0.3461.
35%. I think that's about as bad as I've ever done. Awful. Awful. Ugh. Ugh. It's making me wince as I enter this data. It's just horrible. But you know, sometimes you've got to work a bit harder. And all the experts out there are going to say, yeah, well, that's not a workable strategy. There's just no way that you can't even think about that. That's ridiculous. And the sad fact is that if you don't bet this way, and if you don't have this kind of money behind you, you can't win. And so it is foolish to even think about going into a casino with money that you care about, money you've worked hard to earn, hopefully money that is only your money, because my big bugbear is people who bet, and the majority of people seem to do this, who bet with money that doesn't belong to them. That is awful. Number 820 1325000 over 32 and 1. That's another fail, isn't it? Horrible. Over 37. Alexa, 1,325,000 divided by 32.
1,325,000 divided by 32 is 41,406.25.
1,720,000 divided by 37.
1,720,000 divided by 37 is approximately 46,486.4865.
41,406 divided by 46,486.
41,406 divided by 46,486 is approximately 0.8907.
89%, another fail. Oh dear.
I don't have an answer for that.
No, me neither. It's quite depressing, really. But you know, I'll add on the update to the model so as you can see what I'm talking about. I mean, it was an absolute walk in the park for the hop. No huge bets, just a steady 20% on average returned on action. So you know, it's just 41,406 over 46,486 equals 89%. Horrible. Horrible. Okay, so let's have a look at the next one. We started to come out of the mire for a little bit, I think. Did we? Didn't we? Did we? Shoe balance. Well, it wasn't that great, was it? Yeah, that was a horror story. But it doesn't really translate into real play, simply because the table limit just completely screwed everything up. Anyway, let's have a look. We are currently on number 821, and we're looking at over 31 and 133000. Jesus, a lot of zeros. Over 29. It's not looking good. Alexa, 1,390,000 divided by 31.
1,390,000 divided by 31 is approximately 44,838.7097.
1,330,000 divided by 29.
1,330,000 divided by 29 is approximately 45,862.069.
44,839 divided by 45,862.
44,839 divided by 45,862 is approximately 0.9777.
Yeah, 98%. Still a fail. Oh, she didn't have anything to say there, did she? She usually has something to say. 44839 over 45862 equals 98%. Another fail. But I mean, look at how we come out of it in the end. Scary stuff. So, I mean, these numbers are just ridiculous. But all I'm trying to demonstrate is that if you don't have a plan and if you don't have a lot of money, you should not go near these games. I mean, honestly, it's just silly. I'm sort of like, I suppose, the killjoy, but what I would love to see is people with money kicking the shit out of casinos. But right now, people with lots of money to bet are the people who are keeping the casinos afloat, because they're ridiculous losses, because they think they've got a ton of money. They think, okay, I can beat them because I've got lots of money. Well, of course, it doesn't work like that. You know, I mean, they're just, it's like, you know, that guy, what's his face, Kerry Packer, who used to bet $250,000 on each of 6 blackjack circles. And yeah, I mean, sometimes he'd win, he'd have an incredible run, and he'd win 15 million in a session in just a few minutes. And they always made a big thing out of that. They publicised that, but by golly, you never heard them say, yeah, well, that idiot from Australia, Kerry Packer, lost 35 million last night. Woohoo! You never hear that. Alexa, 1,530,000 divided by 33.
1,530,000 divided by 33 is approximately 46,363.6364.
1,180,000 divided by 30.
1,180,000 divided by 30 is approximately 39,333.3333.
46,364 divided by 39,333.
46,364 divided by 39,333 is approximately 1.1788.
Okay, 118%, which is a little shy of...
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
I didn't ask you. Be quiet. Yeah, so we're sort of like back out of the, yeah. Alexa, desk.
Okay.
Suddenly it gets really dark in here, and the sunshine is going to go on. It's only 8:30 tonight, so we'll have sunshine for another hour and a half, 2 hours. But it just gets a little dark in here. What are we looking at? Skip, drop, 46364 over 39333 equals 118%. At least it's not a fail. And then lastly, this is going to be pretty silly, I think. Yeah, so I mean it's just 2 bets at 50,000, so I mean it's just 2 wins at 50,000 and that's it. Game over. Thank you and good night. Yeah, but you'll see in a minute that in the oh, and look at this. Lots of nasties, but then lots of savers, you see. I mean, these double player wins are good news, but a lot of nasty banker shit. Bankers were 37 to players 31, so I think it was a good shoe to get out of on the whole. But now, how do I exactly write this down? So this is the first time that we've actually had a not applicable. But that's okay. Alright, so I'll leave this and then tack on the other information a bit later. Probably post it tomorrow. Well, why am I saying that? It doesn't matter to you because you won't see it until it's posted. Anyway, see you soon. Alright then, so it just happens that the latest shoes, the latest 7 shoes, 817 to 823, happen to just fill out this block here rather nicely. So what you can see is that playing the hop, there were no really nasty moments. I mean, there we were backing player and we got into all kinds of trouble. But we got out of it. That's the most important thing. But I think most people will look at that and they'll sort of say, well, that was kind of cheating really because it was too much money. The usual stuff that you get. But anyway, 817 plus 2850, 11%. 818 plus 1975, 17%. 819 plus 2200, 27%. 820 plus 2575, 22%. Pretty much the same story for 21, 24, 25, 22%. 822, 3125 win for 21%. And 823, a win of 2425, 17%. Let's go and have a look at them. Trying to do this, getting to the end of the day now, and I'm getting a bit poop-head. But let's just scroll up. This is 823, and no threats really. 822, nothing really terrible. 21, no big problems. 820 again, nothing really nasty. Why is it doing this? Flashing at me like this. How rude. We're just looking at normal play, really. I mean, well within bounds of of normal, or at least sensible bankrolls. Regular bankrolls like Degan and his buddy and their 15,000, forget it. That just isn't going to work, especially two players playing together. So anyway, just to go back down them again, you can see nothing terrible, nothing horribly out of the ordinary. And going back to all, you see 546 winners, 25 losers. So we're now at 571 shoes. The hop minus 25, so pretty much breaking even, just on wins and losses, not on values obviously, but just, if you'd been flat betting $1 or 1 unit or whatever, then you would be 25 units behind with the hop, and you'd be 675 units behind backing player. Here is the continuation of the the way that the hop is going. There's been this one big drop here which we looked at before. We're looking at commission, 5% commission, which is actually 15.5%, slightly better than before. BNB, of course, we've covered. We've got 18% average and an average of 2,600 per shoe. What else have we got? I've just taken you back to that, to the very end there, and here we've got this great big block of Baccarat Win Pro shoes from 805 up to 823, which is what, that 19, 77,950, and 20%, and that's absolutely ideal. I couldn't possibly express how happy I am with that, because you're looking at best even money is the actual value of the this 33,000 shoes, 33,000 rounds, whatever it is now. The actual value is even money, breaking even, and here in this section, 77,950, and then you go to the top of the file, and you're looking at 1.327 million ahead, inclusive of so that's net of commission. So it's 64% of the best at the moment, because we took that big hit here. The big hit, I think, is bollocks, because we just would not have but I've got to allow it. I've got to accept it, swallow it with good grace. Anyway, there it is again, just to have a look at the bust. It's absolutely horrendous, really, 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 really nasty. And I keep meaning to change the formatting here so that when it says bust, it screams at us. But we'd have been out here. Whether we would have gone out in the first couple of well, I don't know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think I'd have probably left around here, and who knows if this would be the next shoe or if it would be something else. These are B&B shoes, which is not to say that they're any better or worse than the Baccarat Win Pro shoes, but they are different, so I don't know exactly. But still, if you go down to the very next one, you're looking at at least win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. That's not so terrible. And then the next one after that. Most shoes, you've got to sort of keep this in mind, most shoes are cool. It's the ones that are shitty that make the money for the house. The money that they don't make from the high rollers, they make from the low rollers in their little clutches of sort of a few hundred here to a few thousand there. The high rollers like Vegas Matt and Mr. Handpay and so on, they just throw money around, and they do it randomly, and it's ridiculous, and it's a very bad example. They are basically carnival barkers. They are shills. They're selling gambling to the public who is like possibly sitting on the fence, not going into casinos and just watching gambling, perhaps because they have a problem with it or something like that, you know. But basically, the whole idea of the casinos allowing these people to freely film as they do is, the whole idea of that is to bring more punters in, more suckers in, fill them with free booze, turn them upside down, shake them until their pockets and wallets are empty, and then send them home on the broke bus. Oh, that was the saying that Vegas Matt likes to use. Are we going to get even, or are we going to get even worse? I rather like that. I've never heard that before. Yeah. The other one that I've always loved in Vegas that the dealers used to use every so often was, boy, if I had his money, I could burn mine. But there we go. I think it means not actually set fire to it, but just waste it, you know. But it's funny nonetheless. Anyway, I'm done.